Right, so why is Trump every bit as bad as Nigel Farage? Um, I, it's taken me a while to come to that conclusion, but Trump now, as far as I'm concerned, is clearly just protecting the establishment in the same way that Nigel Farage is planning to do in Britain. If Trump clearly wanted to root out the deep state, he could have done so, couldn't he? You know, that information was there, and you could have just unredacted it all and and let the carnage unfold, and it would be global carnage. You know, I do accept that, and I've spoken about that before. And that's a price I will be prepared to pay to root out this evil that has just taken over. You know, the very core of every institution around the sort of the global West and you know, anywhere it goes really. The banking system, all of the international uh, organizations, you know, all the three-letter things, you know, it's all, everything is completely infiltrated by those elites. So but it took me a while to get there. You know, I've been very disappointed with Trump ever since really he stood up with blood coming out of his ear and shouted fight, 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 because I went, oh, ow, you know, okay, they've tried to kill him. And please, if you're in the comments going that was staged, I honestly, do yourself a favour. Honestly, you're going to hurt yourself, because there are stills of the bullet whizzing past him and a bloke behind him, you know, is dead. So stop it. They tried to kill him. His security detail put him in a turkey shoot, very much like they did with JFK. So I thought, well, maybe this time, but no. Instead, I think what he's doing, he's using it to get what he wants. But he lives in the same. He's got the same boomer mindset. He's living in the same sort of headspace as someone like Farage, where they want to keep the establishment order. They just want to sort of tweak it, you know, like tune it a little bit, make it a bit better. But it's not possible, is it? Anyway, that's my thinking on it. You know, I'm afraid that I'm far too down that rabbit hole now, or not as far down the rabbit hole as the thing that they faked that assassination attempt, but far too along to think that there's anything salvageable in these institutions. That's about it, really. I don't know what else did I have to say on it. I suppose what I have faith in people and decent people around the world, and the sort of globalism, because it's just utterly failed. Right? It's a disaster for everyone because it's just rejected by people. People want to hold on to their heritage and their culture and their history and their land. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing. But some sort of global nationalism. So not the sort of like nationalists like, okay, we're the best and we're going to take over. More like we are nationalist, but we also want France to be France. You know, we want to go there. We want to be talked down to, rude service, very, very good food. And, you know, for the people to have a blatant disregard for deodorant. You want to go to Germany and, you know, get smashed on beer and sausages, and but you know, but they'd be very efficient about it. You know, like I like the stereotypes, or especially of Europeans. You know, because it's a very diverse people. The Europeans, you know, you've got obviously where it's much warmer in the south of Europe. You know, they have a little nap in the afternoon. You know, to hell with work. You know, have a little sleep when it's hot. I like that. Okay, and I want that to stay. So I want Italy to be full of Italians, etc., etc. There are some parts of the world where I might not, some countries where I might have a slightly different view on that, but that's up to them. those people are going to have to sort that shit out for themselves. Okay, but that's it, really. Yeah. So Trump, massive disappointment. I've heard that finally something might be happening with the social media. You know, the tech platforms. According to Tim Pool, you know, something about the Section 230. Those that know more about it than me, they might actually let me know in the comments what they think's going on there, and what that means for channels like mine. But I call it, you know, as far as Tim Pool knows, is if you're already big, you can remain big, but if you're small, then you've got no chance at all, because they, you know, they'll only promote channels that are fully on board with their thinking. So anyway, so still the same sort of shit then, really. But anyway, that's it, really. Yeah, your thoughts. Are you as black-pilled on how bad Trump is now? Is he comparably as bad as Nigel Farage? So the final thing I would say on Farage is, if I was given a binary choice between Farage and Reform or Zach Polanski and the Greens, I'm choosing the Greens, because I consider them less evil, because they're not pretending to be something they're not. Farage is pretending. He is a snake oil salesman. And Pill Shots, I know that, you know, I know we disagree on this, and I think you're a really good bloke, but you'd have to understand that Farage is lying to you and has no intention of doing anything that you think we need to be done. So he's sort of hanging on to this sort of this faith in him actually making things better is only going to lead to you being more disappointed further down the line and more angry, you know, and more likely to do something about it. And I don't think I'm wrong. Anyway, comments. See you soon. Bye bye.